Hello, this is Luminousz Star. Welcome to the channel. All of my current subscribers, mwah. Thank you guys and gals so much for supporting me. And I also want to give a special shout out to my stars for helping me to stay passionate as well as inspired and motivated to keep Luminousz Star channel active. I also want to thank all of you who are sharing your stories. You never know who's going to resonate with your stories. So as you keep sharing your stories about narcissistic abuse, not only are you helping to educate others about the aftermath of it, but you're also helping others to thrive forward. So again, my stars, thank you so much for your subscription and thank you for being my stars. If this is your first time visiting Luminousz Star, welcome to the channel. Please hit that subscription button below as well as the notification bell. This way, every vlog and video that comes out, you'll be the first to know. All of my current stars, just a friendly reminder, please make sure you have selected that notification bell. Today's video, the smear campaign started after the narcissist stopped the love bombing. Please like and or share today's video. Topics of discussion. Narcissists love bomb in order to bait others for discard. Second topic, the high pedestal the narcissist places you on is in the sunken place. Third topic, love bombing is the narcissist's war against love taken out on you. The final topic will be the tools, references, and resources of which you can find in the description box below. First point, when the love bombing starts, the narcissist is baiting the targeted prey for a major smear campaign. Narcissists idealize their romantic partners, and when he or she fails to uphold their end of the imaginary bargain, the narcissist devalues while beginning the smear campaign until the targeted prey has been totally discarded. Most of the time, the love bombing starts before the relationship ends. Some people may find this shocking, but all one has to do is to go back in their minds and remember how the relationship started in the first place. They're going to remember the love bombing, and somewhere along the way, there's going to be an inner voice that they're going to remember hearing. You know, that's their inner voice, right? That's their intuition at work. And it was pointing out how phony the narcissist was during the love bombing. But the love bombing felt so good that that inner voice was ignored. So one all has to do is to go back in their minds, and they're more than likely going to remember those times that they had those moments of clarity when their intuition was at work, telling them that the narcissist was a phony. More than likely during the love bombing, the narcissist was already planning out how to smear campaign. Let's move forward. The dysfunctional relationship with the narcissist consists of a vicious cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discard. Due to the narcissist often choosing to recycle romantic partners, hoovering is always possible. This vicious cycle completes the narcissist's operation of bait and switch in order to obtain narcissistic supply. So the bait is what sets the person up for the smear campaigning or the discard. By the time the narcissist figures out that their romantic partners are humans, right? In other words, the imaginary contract that the narcissist has formulated in his or her own mind, the contents or the stipulations of that contract more than likely will not be fulfilled. Why? Because they are more than likely based upon some unrealistic expectations. When the narcissist and cluster B personality places their romantic partners on a high pedestal, usually that high pedestal is seeped very deeply into a dark pit of hell or in a sunken place. Okay, because the narcissist and cluster B personality, a relationship with him or her is dysfunctional at best. This is why I refer to the highest pedestal being within a sunken place or within a deep pit of hell. Okay, because the narcissist and cluster B personality, they don't deeply connect with others. Therefore, the dysfunctional relationship with him or her is not going to feel very good after a while. The honeymoon is going to be over very quickly. By the time the narcissist realizes that their romantic partners, no matter how awesome they are, that they're human, right? And they're not fulfilling that imaginary contract that the narcissist has formulated in their imagination, then this is when the smear campaign starts. This is when the devaluation onto the discard takes place. So the baiting is in order to set the person up for the smear campaigning. Right from the beginning, the narcissist approaches people under false pretenses. The vicious cycle completes the narcissist's operation of bait and switch in order to obtain narcissistic supply. So from the start to the middle, on into the end, the narcissist's main agenda is to obtain narcissistic supply. Let's move forward. During the idealization phase, narcissists often place their partners upon a pedestal, which is located within a dark, sunken place. The targeted prey is usually unaware that he or she is to fulfill an imaginary contract with the narcissist. If the conditions of this imaginary contract is not met, the narcissist often begins a major smear campaign against the targeted prey. Okay, next point. The high pedestal the narcissist places romantic partners upon can only be within a sunken place due to the reality of the relationship being dysfunctional and toxic. The bottom line is never clear, while mixed messages under a guise of gaslighting run rampant for the duration of the romantic relationship with narcissists. Okay, so during the entire duration of the romantic relationship with narcissists, even those highlightable moments that may appear to be pleasant from the outskirts, right? From the surface, on the surface, or from the outside looking in, everything looks great. However, for the entire duration of the romantic relationship with the narcissist and a cluster B personality, at best, this romantic relationship is toxic, is dysfunctional. So the bottom line is never clear. Being that the bottom line is never clear and there's a lot of mixed messages, this keeps a person confused. It keeps them off their square. It keeps them off balance. That's the idea. The narcissist maintains control in the relationship this way. When the narcissist begins to engage in a diabolical tactic called gaslighting, okay, so this is also going to strengthen their sense of control. It reinforces their strong sense of entitlement because they feel like you are inferior. You're out of control. You're not balanced. You're not well. Now, this is everything that the narcissist may be feeling and or thinking about you during the entire duration of the romantic relationship. Some people may find this very unsettling to hear. However, a lot of you probably can go back and think about those highlightable moments where just something inside of you said, something's just not right here. Yeah, they're making the rounds. Yeah, they're seemingly Miss Charming or Mr. Charming. However, something is just not right. That, again, was your intuition pointing out to you the reality that the relationship with him or her was dysfunctional and toxic at best. Even though the narcissist and the cluster B personality places people upon pedestals, that is baiting them or setting them up for the fall. All of this is strategized and planned within the mind of the narcissist and a cluster B personality. They go into the relationship under false pretenses. So it is already over before it begins. It's kind of easy to see how the narcissist may be running the romantic relationship like a cult leader because the bottom line isn't ever clear. They do hurl or throw a lot of mixed messages out there. The signals are not very clear to the person who is being love bombed. So when they're getting gaslit as well, then they're really confused. And this can cause not only confusion, but it can cause heartache and pain, maybe even anger and frustration. Some people end up being afraid of the narcissist. The narcissist and cluster B personality doesn't make things very clear, and they don't like to take responsibility for anything that they say and or do during the relationship. The narcissist and the cluster personality is also gaslighting their ex. Some of you may be wondering, how can the narcissist gaslight after the relationship is over? Easy. They can do cyberbullying. Okay, some of you have already experienced this. They're blowing up your phone. They're blowing up your email. They are all over your social media trying to get other people to think and or see that you are a bad person when that's not really the case, right? The narcissist is smear campaigning. So their main goal right now, after the relationship is over or appears to be over, is to get other people to think that the narcissist is the victim and that you did them wrong. So this is how they gaslight you. You begin to doubt yourself. You begin to doubt your confidence to move on. You may even begin to doubt your sanity. You may begin to become more obsessed with him or her because now you want to see who the new supply is. You want to see how quickly they've moved on. You want to see if they're happy without you or not. See, all of this takes away your focus from thriving forward. This is the idea that the narcissist and the cluster personality has. The narcissist and the cluster personality must have the last say. They must have the last laugh. And they do all of this by smear campaigning. And it is usually under the guise of gaslighting, even after the romance seems to be over. Let's move forward. Narcissists have taken a secret vow to not love anyone anymore for any reason, which leaves him or her unable to empathize and deeply connect with others. The all-out war against love that the narcissist has internally waged is being projected onto others by way of love bombing them with the intent to discard them. So as I stated before, the narcissist and cluster personality, they often begin every romance under false pretenses. They have that mask fixed on tightly. Okay, they're looking good. They may even smell good, right? They have all their ducks lined up in a row. They may have established a very great livelihood for themselves. They may be rubbing elbows with influential people or affluent people. They may be the pillar of their community. Some of you have already experienced this. So in other words, from the outside looking in, they look great. They look fantastic. However, it is hard to detect this when they look like and they seem like they have the best intent, which is to love you, which is to be in love with you, which is to have a great relationship with you. While all the while, this is really not the case. It is very hard to detect a narcissist and cluster personality when they look great from the outside looking in. It is very hard to detect the motives of a narcissist and a cluster personality who is very clever in hiding the reality that they have secretly vowed never to love anyone anymore for any reason. They don't empathize with people. They can pretend to have positive emotions such as gratitude and love and joy. They can pretend. They're very good actors and actresses. They don't really deeply connect with others, nor do they really have the interest of doing that. They have waged an all-out war against love, period. So who you're dealing with is a person who has a mask on that is very clever, maybe even a master of disguises. They're like a chameleon. It is very hard to figure these people out until it's too late. So the love bombing is just another way that they hide their true intent, which is to discard the romantic partner in the first place. Sometimes after the narcissist and cluster personality has discarded their exes, they come right back only to try and hoover him or her back into a vicious cycle. Okay, this is often the case, not all the time, but it does happen often enough when people are now becoming a little bit more vocal about becoming romantically involved with narcissists and cluster personalities. only to find that they were being smear campaigned and discarded way before it actually took place in the physical world anyway, right? In the 3D matrix. Okay, so it's already been going on. The narcissists already knew what they were going to do, when they were going to do it, so they were strategizing and planning way before the discard happened. And this is absolutely shocking some people right now when they come to find that this was the case with their particular ex, who may have had a cluster B personality or a narcissistic personality. The vicious cycle that they start up again after they have hoovered you back in is to idealize you again. Now you're all good again, right? Then they move on to devalue you. And before you know it, you're discarded again, all right? And a lot of people have experienced this. And the narcissist sometimes will hoover the person back in. And that is your vicious cycle. And it seems to go on and on. The only way that this stops is when that particular ex stands up and says, enough is enough. The narcissist is not going to stop that vicious cycle. Why won't they stop it? And why is that? Because the narcissist is being well supplied. Let's move forward. Tool number 1. Take steps to record every interaction that you might have with a narcissist or cluster B personality. Keeping record that you are possibly being harassed, bullied, stalked, and or slandered can prove to be a real game changer. Walk away from playing the cat and mouse game with a narcissist. Demonstrating your personal growth is the best revenge. Now that last sentence is up for debate. Okay? People have the free will to make choices how they deal with this. My personal experience has taught me that demonstrating my personal growth has turned out to be my best revenge against the cluster B personality. Okay, so take steps to record every interaction that you may have or you might have with a narcissist or cluster B personality even before the relationship is over. Yes, you heard me correctly. When you first began to detect that the narcissist and or cluster B personality is not being forthcoming, if they're not being for real, if they're not being honest, you can begin to record your interaction with him or her. This is legal. So there's no law against you keeping a journal, keeping a diary of how you're feeling and what's going on in the relationship with the narcissist and cluster B personality is saying to you how they're treated. That's not against the law to keep a journal, to keep a diary. However, if you want to pull out a phone and you want to start to record him or her during your conversations, this is when you have to find out if this is legal within the jurisdiction that you live in, okay? Because it varies from state to state, from county to county, you know, from continent to continent, all right? You might want to, actually, I advise you to do this. Find out if it's legal to actually record the person. This is often why when you call a corporation, they will tell you that they're about to record you, okay? They're about to record the conversation. So when you're about to record someone, by law, you have to let them know that. And this does vary from state to state, from county to county. So wherever you live at, you might want to find out, okay, I want to encourage, especially my stars, to find out if this is actually legal, okay? Because I know sometimes it's tempting just to hit that record button, but the narcissist and cluster B personality can actually turn this against you if you are not doing this legally. Walk away from playing the cat and mouse game with the narcissist. And it is better to not even engage in the cat and mouse game with him or her. The narcissist and cluster B personality, they want you to become reactionary. So if you are engaged in the cat and mouse game with him or her, they're being well supplied. And guess what? You may begin to appear like they want you to appear to everyone else. So this is something that will favor the narcissist. So right now, especially after the relationship is over, it is best to go ahead and do what is best for you. This is not the time to be so concerned about hurting the feelings of the narcissist and or cluster B personality. Because more than likely, you know, you're not going to be hurting them anyway. They don't become easily hurt. They're their ego can be bruised, right? Because they are very insecure and very egotistical. However, when it comes to their hearts, forget it. You know, they may even try to convince you that you have broken their heart. But no, this is not true. So walk away from playing the cat and mouse game with the narcissist and or personality. And again, even before the relationship is over, you can keep a diary. You can keep some sort of record of your interaction with him or her. You can even go as far, if necessary, to seek legal free counsel, or it won't cost you that much. Okay, so check out in the description box below some of the references and resources that I've left for you concerning this. Because the last thing you need is a lawsuit against you from the narcissist and or personality. Okay, so make sure that you are taking very good care of yourself, not only emotionally and physically and psychologically, but also legally, if this is the case. All right, let's move forward. Tool number 2. Build a support base in order to express what you are experiencing. Distancing yourself from the narcissist while interacting with others who support you can uplift you wholeheartedly. Because now you are opening the door for people to come into your life who can support you in your efforts to express what you have experienced. What have you experienced? Shenanigans, okay? Shenanigans galore from the narcissist and cluster personality. What else have you been experiencing? Hurt, anger, gaslighting, okay? You've went through quite the ordeal. The best thing you can do for yourself right now is to distance yourself from the narcissist. Don't spend as much time with him or her. If you live with him or her, this also applies. Distance yourself. Build a support base in order to express what you are experiencing. If you go to art therapy, if you go to occupational therapy, if you go to a support group, if you go to a counselor, if you have a clergy that you trust in, okay? This can also be helpful. And again, notice that I said can be helpful, because some people, their support base may not look like yours. Their support base may be going to yoga every day. Their support base may consist of going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. Because while they're at the gym, they're meeting other people. And that opens them up to having more positive relationships. And as far as like going out and, you know, kind of pushing yourself to come out of the comfort zone and going out, opening yourself up to meeting new people, you know, just look at it like that. You're not actually going out of your way to try to build relationships with everybody. Your trust has been violated. Okay, so it's going to take a little time. So when you're out there enjoying yourself, just look at it like that. You're going out to have fun. And along the way, you may meet people that you resonate with. And before you know it, you'll have more relationships that are positive. Everybody that you interact with within that support base, believe it or not, those are new relationships. Relationships don't consist of people that you may see every day and eat with and share a household with. No, relationships can be someone that you may see at a grocery store every other week and y'all say hi, okay? And you all are just engaged in a brief conversation. That's a relationship. That's a relationship. So the more of those that you have, other than just interacting with the narcissist and cluster B personality, that's going to help uplift you wholeheartedly. Let's move forward. Last and final tool. Beware of the narcissist increasing diabolical tactics while pulling shenanigans in order to distract you from thriving forward. Become more active in your thriving forward by increasing your research on what your rights are to protect yourself. You know, as I stated earlier, you can seek legal counsel that doesn't cost you a lot of money, or it is free. If you think you need legal counsel, by all means, please do that. That is one way to also practice mindfulness, which consists of self-preservation, personal boundaries, emotional discipline, and assertion. This is a narcissist repellent. And the narcissist more than likely is not expecting you to practice self-preservation, personal boundaries, assertion, or emotional discipline. This is the time that is probably best to just demonstrate your personal growth by seeking wise counsel, if not legal counsel. There's nothing wrong with that. And notice I said wise counsel, okay? Because everybody's not going to be able to understand what you have gone through. So if you have a support base, which I absolutely advocate, if you have a support base and there's somebody in there that understands your plight, that understands something about narcissistic abuse and the aftermath, then this is going to be great for you right now. After the relationship with the narcissist is over, there's going to be some dark moments. I'm just going to forewarn you. There's going to be times that you're not going to know if you're coming or going. There's going to be times of despondency. You're probably going to be in a sunken place sometime. But I want to tell you something else. There are also going to be some highlightable moments where you're going to feel great about yourself and about life, as well as others who really do love and care for you. Those moments will happen. The narcissist and the cluster personality, they're going to try to prevent those moments from happening for you because they want you to be punished for not fulfilling that imaginary contract that I was talking to you about earlier. Okay, so they have an imaginary contract that they have formulated in their minds. So now they're blaming you for not fulfilling the dysfunctional role, which is really based on an unrealistic expectation that they had of you right from the moment of hello. Okay, so right from the beginning, the narcissist and cluster personality, they approached you under false pretenses. That's not your fault, yet they will tell you that is your fault. This is what the smear campaigning is also about. This is what the gaslighting is about. To knock you off your square and to keep you off balance and to distract you from thriving forward. This is the time to really allow yourself to grieve and to thrive forward and focus on what's good for you. Who's good for you right now, okay? The narcissist and the cluster personality, they may be setting things up to hoover you back in. This is when the flying monkeys and or enablers may try to penetrate your support base. This is when you really have to be alert. Make sure that you have in your inner circles people who are a part of your support base and who understand your plight. They know that the narcissist is full of BS when they start to smear a campaign and they try to make everything look like it's your fault. Here's one of the things I really would like for my stars to remember, and that is the narcissist has formulated an imaginary contract in his or her mind. That's their problem, not yours. So now that the narcissist acts like they have an issue, that's none of your business. And I don't mean that to be sarcastic. Really, their so-called pain is none of your business. Right now, you are your business. And I just really want to encourage my stars to take care of yourself right now and to thrive forward. Here are the references and resources. Now you can look in the description box below and you'll find the references and resources. I'm Luminousz Star. I want to thank everyone for joining me today or tonight. And of course, wherever you may be right now, I wish you the very best love possible. Stay tuned for more vlogs and stay tuned for more videos.